Hello and welcome to my demo series, and today I will continue from my SharePoint approval through Power Apps and Power Automate part 1, and in this video I will complete the whole cycle and I will implement the flow through the Power Automate. So let's get going. As you can see my example, I have shown the same flow in my first example as well. So we are considering that there is access management system, and the people and the user will submit a form, and it goes through multiple user back and forth. It's kind of a state machine workflow. So over here our employee submit an item and it goes to HR, and then HR send it to retail manager. Retail manager either reject it or approve it. In the case of approval, it goes to IT. In the case of rejection, it goes to HR, and the IT can approve it, and it's approved the whole cycle. If it rejected, go back to the retail manager. So it's a kind of a back and forth and a state machine flow, as you can say. So now you can see my screen. I have opened my Power Automate, and I'll click on the new button and click on the automated from blank, because I need to trigger this flow when an item created in my list. So when an item is created, I'll select this one. I'll just say demo system management, and then I just say demo and create this one. Alright, again I need to present this one. So just pick up the demo, and I need to select this access management, and so now what I will do, that I'll just I will initialize one variable. Initialize, yep, need operation and initialize. No, I click let me just variable and initialize variable, and then I just say status, and this is status, and I make it as a status, and I'll just name as it pass through the different stages. So status would be submitted, and then I'll just use the status once we move into the different stages. So I just now I need to put a kind of a loop where it goes into different stages and check the status. So once it is approved by one user, then it's check the status and then move the application to another user based on the status itself. So I just say do until there is a control until do until status equal to approved, and over here I'll just use the switch case, and then the switch case, and then I'll just say on the very first it should be HR, because the HR is the first one, and then HR, and then I'll just say retail, and then this is my IT, and this is approved. Yep, and after the approved, it moves to and then it goes to comes out this loop, and then it will finish the workflow. So what I'll do, I'll just add over here as SharePoint approval. So SharePoint approval, start and wait for the approval, and over here I'll select approve. Everyone must first respond, because over here I'll just give only one username. So I'll give it to, as you have seen in my very first slide which I've shown you, that there are a couple of users which I'm gonna assign to each of this role. So I would say HR and then approve, and then just for the sake of clarity I'll just make it as a title as well, so that they can see the title in their email and then approve it. And I'll just say this is my user, and yep, and then yep. So this in the item link I need to present an item which leads to see my details, so see the form detail. So what I will do, I know that there is a display form with every list which display the form itself, and I need to present the ID over here. So I can get the ID from here, and then I just make it as a title as well. So yep, so this is good enough. And then once it is so now I need to see the outcome. Okay, so if I just say condition, and what the condition is, if response, if the outcome is approved, so we just if the item is approved, then what we will do, we will move to the details. So I'll just over here I'll set a variable, yep, set variable, and then this variable I'll set it as a detail. Yep. And so in our example I won't do anything in the rejection. I'll just go to the approval, in the approve thing I'll just set in as a detail, so it will move to the detail one. In my detail, so what I will do in my detail, that I'll do the perform the same step. Start an approval, start and first to respond. Yep, first to respond, and title I'll just select the title, retail, and then proof, and then I'll just make the title of that item and then assign to, as you can see I've already mentioned the user as my detail manager. So I just select the same URL. Let me just copy and paste the same URL. Even I copy paste the whole thing, it's not a problem. Yep. And then title, okay, let me just make it as a more put the title over here, and then I'll do the same thing. I need to put the checks over here and control condition, and if status is not the outcome, not the status, the outcome would be, outcome is equal to approve, then switch to sorry, then set variable, and then set variable status, and I'll just status as IT. If no, then I just say set variable as status and make it as a HR. Okay, and alright, and then now goes into IT, and then IT I need to do the same thing, start approval, and first to respond, and then title. So I would just say what is put on the title over here. Sorry, let me just grab it. Yep, so I just say IT and then approve, and then title of this one, and then suggested user. So as you can see, I put this user in my first slide. So Grady is my IT, and then I put the detail. I put this one in over here, and title as a description of this link. Yep, and again, and what I will do, so let me put the condition over here, condition over here, condition, and then condition, check the condition, outcome same as before, outcome is approved. So I would just say set the variable and set variable and status, set status as approved, and then approved, and if not, then send it. So if it is not, then send the variable as detail, because I need to send back to detail if it is rejected. Alright, so in the approval, what I will do, I'll just send an email. Send an email, and I'll just send an email. Yep, send an email to whom? To all these three guys. So Grady was there, and access has been granted to, and then I just employee's email, and then just say access has been granted. Alright, so this should be it, and then I'll just save it. Okay. Alright, I did one mistake. In my when I was setting up the switch case, I need to put HR in the place of status. So this is kind of correction. and this is kind of correction. Yeah, so let's save it, and then let's see how does it goes. So now let's test our application. So now you can see this is my application, and so let's test our application. Let me click on the new submission button and type my title over here. So I would say Shakir access and employee shakir@gmail.com, and I'll choose the date as well. This is my start date, and I would say July 15 would be my ending date. So this is let me click on the submit button. It's completed. Let me go back to my screen and like to my SharePoint list. I can see this is my new item. I have already opened 3 browsers, and each of the browsers contain my each of the respective user. So on this browser I have opened HR user, which is Diego, and I have, as you can see, I've already got an email from my site, so I can say approve and submit. Then it should go to retail manager. Let me go back to one retail manager, and then so now retail manager got the email, and if I just click on the approve and goes to approve now, no to IT, and I click submit. So over in the IT, let me just reject it so that it goes back to the retail, and then again I approve it, so it comes back to IT again. So in this time I just say reject and go back to retail, and I click submit button. It goes back to retail. Now as you can see, I've got an email in the retail, and because I put a condition that if it is not approved, if it is rejected, so it send it back to the retail. So what I will do, I will again approve it, and then I'll just say approve from retail and click on the submit button. Yeah, so you can see I got an email in the IT, so I'll just say approve, and this should approve my whole cycle. So as you can see, this is my flow, and this is the last flow which has been run, and if I click on it, it shows as succeeded. So it successfully completed the whole cycle, and that's it from my side. Thank you listening to me. I know it's been like 2 parts and a bit lengthy as well, but I was looking to complete the whole SharePoint approval, and what I will do in my future videos, that I will try to add more features into this whole approval flow, so that you can get real benefits in the SharePoint approval through the PowerAutomates and Power Apps. Thanks a lot. Bye.